What it do? Thank you for tapping in for another edition of Live on Sunday. It is I, your greatest host in the known universe. I go by the name King Crowder. If you are new here, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and most importantly,
share the live, share the live, share the live.
Thank you for tapping in, man. You could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. And tonight, I love to give you information that's important. Also, I want you to understand how the world and the landscape has forever changed. Book of the week. Hey, this was given to me on Father's Day for my girl dads. New girl dad, y'all, brand new to the table, was given to me from my little girl. Given to me how to talk to young ladies, how to build relationship from a different point of view. You know how to keep intimate relationship, romantic relationships. But as far as developing a relationship as a father, this is a great rubric, a handbook, something phenomenal where they can see themselves, read to each other, and also establish with them. The author's name is Jay Davis and Sean Williams, man, Girl Dad Gang. Just new to it, awesome read. Read it this week. Tell my girl on the same tense. You know, I like to give you things that's important. Make sure you add that book to your library. Also, you know, I'm pushing heavy because we are almost 30 days out from the legendary Trade Day. If you did not know, my brother was murdered last November, man. Tragedy that happened, but what I learned from it is emotional transport that transformed the whole Crowder gang and family. August 8th. 2026 in Roanoke, Virginia, Wilmar Park. Theme, gloves up, gun down. A basketball tournament is celebrating my baby bro's life forever, man. Trayvon Crowder, love you forever, big bro. Also, man, look at this. I know you can't really see this too far. Wifey and them gave me a pen and listen for his birthday as a Father's Day gift, man. So heavy, great Father's Day, boy dad, girl dad, the whole gang, FBA gang, man. But before we get into it, let's go ahead and chop it up, family. Remember, Obama said Happy Father's Day. Was a happy for our founding father. FBA saw a slave owner. The gap in the conversation is what the foundation got to chop it up about. Number one, happy 4th to you. 4th is not just what we think it is, a bad holiday. We understand it, right? But what I want to remind people is that when you think of American citizens, you think of Black American citizens. The people have always been here within this country. You don't have to hold your head down. You don't have to let people know that you don't have patriotic pride. Throughout my history, I can go all the way back to the Civil War, 1860, of the Crowder family, where I have seen parts of my family, Monroe, North Carolina, Mount Pleasant, Tennessee, Hollins, Virginia, Roanoke, Virginia, where I can see my family lineage always to the inception of this country. Graveyard, facilities, multiple places where we could talk about it. But let's cook it up, man. Obama saw a slave owner. What we saw is the differentiation in the mental makeup of the older let's get along era and the new FBA era. You don't know what I'm talking about, man. President Obama is trying to regain his legacy. What people don't understand is that, man, I'm going to tell you something, the truth. I push this on my fellas and I talk about it all the time. President Trump is the greatest single threat to Obama's legacy. And the reason why I say this with my full chest is that he exposed everything that he said he couldn't do. President Obama told us that his hands were tied. President Obama told us that he had to do things because he needed the voter process. President Obama told us that it was challenging. He told us what he could do, what he couldn't do, what the presidency only allowed him. What we learning throughout history now is that it was nothing but excuses. We have solved, as we look back over our shoulder, I was 16, 17 when he first got in office in 2008. And now that I look back and look at the legacy, I can see that it was underwhelming. We have to criticize. We got to be transparent and we got to be honest about this. I am that baby. I remember the talking points of I was going to do this. We're going to do more after the election. We need this. We have to be the president for all of America. I can't just lean into one party. It's not something I can do, but I want you to vote for me, people. I want the black man and the black people to vote. I want y'all to support me undoubtedly, but I don't want you to ask for anything. And now, as he's older, now as we've seen him age, I've seen him talk more and more. But the thing is, just for me, y'all, as somebody that grew up in that area where you had to support him, nobody's asking the questions like, man, why don't you speak on anything? Why don't you question your background as a legal mind? Why don't you ask questions about why aren't the American citizens in a better shape? Why don't you speak on the black children and people that you wanted so much honor and respect from? Why don't you have these honest and transparent conversations? Why is it that anytime you speak, former President Barack Obama, it ain't about shh? It's always politics. It's always neutrality. It's always ride the fence, straddle the middle. It is never have an opinion. We never, ever hear President Barack Obama, former President Obama, have an opinion. What we see having an opinion is any and everything outside of what black people wanted, outside of what his constituents voted for. What the people from that older generation don't understand is how much Trump has changed that landscape. President Trump has literally put his thumb on the map, y'all. He put his thumb on the neck. He put the thumb on the neck and said, hey, politics is no longer what it is. And I'm going to show you a video that encapsulates the strong feelings, the energy, and the mentality shift. Let's take a listen.
And I think sometimes we get confused in thinking that these two stories are completely separate. They're intertwined, right? And which is why it's possible for me.
Shout out to this commenter. He was in the first black panther. He had to stay inside the rules. Man, look, you know the reason why we can't believe that, Papa Burns, is because we see that Trump didn't go for that. Stop it, man. He played the card because he did not feel entitled. He did not feel loved. He did not feel supported. Man, I'm serious, y'all. And this is just me. You feel me? This is just me hearing it, seeing it, watching it. Man, we gotta grade you harshly, my boy. I am from the era where I remember him saying change is coming. You get me in there, we're going to do a lot of things. But when you look at the scope and we look back over our shoulders and we interpret the legacy, we got to be honest. He ain't doing nothing. And as much as people love to hate on the MAGA and the Trump crowd, all I can do is salute them. Follow me. Because when they man ride for them, he ride for them. He ride for his people. Love, hate it, dislike it. All you could do is salute it. Good, bad, or indifferent, no matter how you feel, man.
Man, what?
He ride for his people with the same amount of loyalty that Obama got. Let's not get that twisted. Former President Barack Obama had the same amount of loyalty that President Trump did. The only difference is he ain't pay it back. The only difference is he ain't stand on business. The only difference is he coming back to the camera, copping please.
Man, what?
Let's keep listening.
To be a great admirer of George Washington and also acknowledge he was a slaveholder.
I want y'all to always pay attention to something. What we call that post-Obama era is straddling the fence. Don't have an opinion. Don't say anything controversial. Don't do or say anything. Always compliment and criticize. Compliment and criticize. Never have an opinion. People do not like to hear that rhetoric anymore. People just don't, man. They are turned off by it. People just think you're just flim-flammy. Nobody wants to hear the guy or gal that rides the middle. Good, bad, or indifferent. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you are going to do. I think back in the day that political rhetoric might have laid on a little bit more, but due to the economic conditions we in, due to how people are struggling, due to how people feel, man, that's really a thing that he has to deal with. And he pops his head on out, y'all, still running that play. Still running it. You know, we got to ride the middle. You know, everybody's great. And I try to, man, listen. How you feel about the Carmelo Anthony child, bro? How you feel about people not having money out here, bro? How do you feel about the American public struggling? That's what we want to hear you say. All that flim flam, all that political rhetoric, man, we don't care. We don't. And I don't understand that he don't understand, man. From my point of view, it makes you more unlike, bro. Fellas, I want y'all to understand. I'm just for all my fellas right now. If you are of the Obama ilk, the be nice, the B class, the have no opinion, you will not be liked in the future. People do not like the flim flam anymore. The Trump era has exposed strong opinions, strong feelings, love, hate, but you got to ride or die and pick a wave. There is no more you being in the middle is going to outlast anymore. Yes, we are in the era of hyperventilism. Yes, we are in the era of hyper feelings and emotion. Yes, we are in the era of strong opinions. It is not going anywhere. The reason why it's not going anywhere is because of President Barack Obama. I'm telling you, y'all. And I don't think people understand how serious it is.
And that does not negate his greatness. It simply acknowledges that there's a profound, deep flaw in, yeah.
What the hell is he? It does negate his greatness. Let's stop it. In modern times, we do negate no greatness based off your historical context. What are we talking about? Oh, you don't believe me? Look at people that had crimes against them. Good, bad, or indifferent, their names get muddied, i.e. Michael Jackson, i.e. O.J. Simpson. What are we talking about? Michael Jackson was found innocent. O.J. Simpson was found innocent, but people still grade them differently based off how they felt. You are not keeping it 1,000, bruh. You're not putting feet on land. You're not putting feet on pavement. You're not being transparent about it. What you are saying is that, man, this is what I feel. Preference all of those statements by saying how you feel, bro. You don't represent the mass of people or how we live. Because in how we live in real time, people do judge you by your past, no matter how far along we're gone. I just seen Bill Cosby getting sued from some 60 years ago. 60? Not saying the lady don't deserve justice, but 60? We got to stop all this, bro. Again, in real time, when people are really dealing with stuff and you make commentary like this that is so far out the way, it makes people look at you like, what the hell are you living at, bro? Why are you lying to us? We're going to check the receipt. We're going to pull the invoices. People are tired of that, man. Let me let them finish talking the rest, y'all.
You know, these founding fathers who were also geniuses and gave us these tools, and which is true of all of us, right? It's true of every president. It's that we're this mixed bag. We got contradictions and embody the country's contradictions. And
no, Obama, people realize your contradiction. People realize you don't say anything. People realize you don't have a spine when you talk about subjects. As someone that was 17, 16, when you really blew up and popped up and you were saying all the rhetoric and things what you were saying, and we look back at your history and everything you said was a lie. Everything that you represented was not true. All you did was cap. All you did was finesse. All you did was ride the wave and benefit off of things that you said it was going to happen. Good, bad, or indifferent, bro. That's what it was. You can't come around now, people who saw it, who experienced it, and now have a different tune. We not rocking with it. I'm telling you right now, younger Black Americans of the foundation of this country are not rocking with it. Political discourse, respectable politics, take that way. What Offset say? That way. Quavo, that way. We taking that way. It is no longer accepted over here. If you bring it over here, you're going to get pushback. If you bring it over here, it's going to be a problem. And we're not trying to be confrontational, bro, but the tone has been set. I'm telling you, the flim flam, the let's be nice, the founding father was a good man. Man, ain't nobody trying to hear that shh. We want to hear you stand on business. We want to hear you beat your chest like you beat your chest with your other decisions. We want to hear that same energy, good, bad, or indifferent. And the reason why it's such a good day, because we see it all the time. Oh, you don't believe me? I'm going to show you what it looks like. Again, this is not an endorsement. This is simply respecting what's going on, bro. Good, bad, or indifferent, no matter if you like the man or not, y'all. People getting their feelings, man. I look at the result. I look at the outcomes. Good, bad, or indifferent, y'all. Nobody's talking about no party right here. Don't get it tuned. Come on, man. Y'all changing the goalposts, man. I'm speaking facts right here. This is it, man. This is it. I want you to hear this standpoint or point of view, man. Let's go and take a listen. We're going to hear what it looks like when they have people that say how they feel. You don't have to like somebody, but you can respect how they feel and how they understand. Let's take a listen.
It was the most important, and we want some others too. It was the most important decision of all of them, I think. But we'll take care of the birthright citizenship, because that was not meant for rich people from other countries. That was meant for, actually, it was meant for the babies of slaves. If you look at it.
Do you know what just happened just now right there, y'all? I want y'all to pause right quick. What President Trump did right now, shout out to y'all and their people, facts. What he did right now was delineate. President Trump, in front of a whole mic on the July 4th weekend, delineated and made a distinction. What he said, what President Obama never did, was, hey, our laws were meant for the foundation. The rules of the land, the things that we put in place, the conversations that we have, the things that we're going to articulate was made for a certain group of people. It doesn't matter if I like it, you like it, what I feel, what I interpret, how you think about it. What it was is I'm giving you a standpoint on what I feel like this law legislation needs to be. The law of this land, the amendment that the Supreme Court changed every one, which they're allowed to do. I don't want you to think I'm anti that, right? You feel me? I don't want you to think I'm anti-Supreme Court making a decision. I don't want you to think that I'm over there. All I'm saying is that I want you to see the two different energies from point of views. You got one president standing on business for how he feels, and you got one president playing the straddling the fence. Let's keep cooking.
It was a month after the Civil War ended that it went through. That's because it was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for rich people from China. They came over in Gulf Streams. It was meant for the babies of slaves. So I believe, no, I know they got it wrong, but that's okay, because they gave us something that nobody thought. But they also gave us something in one of the sessions a year ago. Was called merit. Our country now is based again on merit.
I want y'all to catch that talking, but people don't understand. When President Trump said that, what he is saying, y'all, I want y'all to catch that, was a dog whistle. Do y'all know what a dog whistle means? That means, hey, I didn't get the law or the land that I wanted right now. I may need my people to enforce the rules. Don't get it confused, y'all. Look throughout history. The laws on the books have always been what they are. What a lot of people that are not native to this country don't understand the full United States history, don't understand. Laws that were shot down doesn't mean it will always be enforced. People screaming and hollering and have these feelings about what happened with the Supreme Court. It doesn't matter when you have people to go against the grain. You have a president on the other side of that argument. You have people that are feeling the opposite in different type of way. So before you see anything start to change, remember, we still in America, dog. We do not have a justice system. We have a court system in this country. Do not be surprised if you see people out in the field making things shake, move, and groove. Do not be surprised if you see the deportation and the active crimes start to happen. You ain't hearing from me, y'all. I'm just telling you what history sees and how it remembers each other. We have saw openly a president, a border security chief, many others express their displeasure. You don't think the American citizens are going to respond to that? Remember, federal law is one thing. Enforcement on a state-to-state basis is another. But why am I pointing this out? I'm pointing this out because I want you to see the energy and the gap in the conversation. I want you to see the feelings. I want you to see the directness. I want you to see the transparency. I want you to see the understanding. I also want you to see and feel the opinion that was there. Not my opinion, the opinion you see of somebody riding for their people. It doesn't have to be me and my people, right? What I am saying is that we see a transparency part on that. We saw what Obama was saying, right? We hear the rhetoric, be nice, be political, ha. You hear all that, you know what I'm saying? I get it. But what you got to understand, y'all, is that the people down here, you feel me? They weren't suspenders. Big facts. People don't understand the law of the land, how things work. People don't understand, yo, hey, this is a dog whistle. Yo, this people will really stand on business and get things done.
Man, what?
You ain't gotta like it. What you gotta do is you gotta understand it, man. Throughout American history, what has been illegal ain't never stopped none. What the Supreme Court pushed down ain't never stopped none. What they believe, what they try to go for, what they try to stand for, never stopped anything. You have to understand it will be an outcome and it will be a real understanding. Why am I stressing all this, King Crowder? Because right now, as we just had our most recent 2026, 250 years since the United States of America has been active, right? But we know that the landmark of America has been since 1450 with historical people over here. You feel
Man, what?
The inception of this country has shown two sides of the coin. And what is even more deep and emotional to me, y'all, you know I'm going to always give you the historical point of view, historical context. Good Morning America, shout out to them doing a phenomenal piece of work, y'all. Did you know they found the formerly enslaved family that built the White House? Let's take a listen.
250 and all the people who literally and figuratively built this country. Right now, we can exclusively share a new report from ABC News in a first-of-its-kind collaboration with the 10 Million Names Project, an initiative dedicated to finding the names of the roughly 10 million people who were enslaved in pre- and post-colonial America.
Crazy. I'm going to skip it far ahead, y'all, so y'all can hear it and catch a better side. I want y'all to take a listen of the hidden side of the White House and who built it. Let's cook.
Ashley?
Lindsay and her fabulous team. They have uncovered some incredible information about one of your ancestors that is truly first of its kind. And so before we get to that,
you mean to tell me we can't get reparations popping if we can't go ahead and find the family members of people that built this land and built this country? Pay attention, y'all. When we have these conversations, people say what they can't do. I want you to understand how deep and how thorough the formerly enslaved records go. We can literally find the family members that built the White House. They built the White House. They built our states and our country. When people from outside this country say immigrants built this country, they are lying. The formerly enslaved built, developed, cultivated, created, and built everything. We have the records. We have the historical data. We have the family members. We have the people. We have everybody available to see it right now, and is available to see in this country.
just hearing that, what's going through your mind?
I just said, oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah, I think for me, it's just excitement, nervousness, you know, all the things. It's just like, how did I get here?
Lindsay, the table is yours.
So I'm going to just share with you, if we all can just pass these down. What we want to do is make connections between each individual. So you'll see Ashley, you're on the bottom here, and then Jackie, your grandfather, Ashley, and your father, Robert Smith. This generation, James Peter Smith and Beatrice Marie Hicks. This is your first great-grandfather.
If you ever want to do thorough research analysis about your family, y'all, lifesearch.org, lifesearch.org. It's the Lutheran Church free version where you can start on this. That's the source, or South Carolina has it too.
Parents. Your second great-grandparents are James Hicks and Fanny Rome. Your third great-grandparents are William Hicks and Sarah E. Ambush. They're from Washington, D.C. And then your fourth great-grandfather and grandmother are Calvert Ambush and Patsy Cried.
At the top, we see Calvert Ambush.
I want y'all to catch that. You can go all the way back, if you're from the foundation into this country, until the year 1750 due to the census. Do not let people tell you you are not a part of this country. Do your research, do your homework, do your own lineage-based study. Similar documents have been found for my family where they can literally go back almost 300, 400 years, y'all. I can see documentation. I have the earliest Crowder lineage, which is my last name, y'all, have them going all the way back to 1725. There are headstones in Monroe, North Carolina, Mount Pleasant, Tennessee, that have 1805 on them. So when people talk about the aspirations of this country, when people talk about the inception of this country, who built this land, who created this land, who cultivated this land, who blood, sweat, and tears are in this land, I want you to understand how deep that goes. I believe this research is important. I believe everybody needs to do it. Everybody needs to do it. I think it's important because it was at the tone for your family. It was at the tone for your legacy. You will speak confidently. I also want you to go back to what the plantations were. If you are a Black American, I want you to always go back to where your people were. I know it's uncomfortable. Give it to white folks. They do it. Give them credit. They go back to the lands where their people are from. Me, it took me into my 20s, post-college, post-graduation, to actually go back to where my people were enslaved from. I touched the graveyards. I felt the energy when I walked in. It's a spiritual thing. It's definitely emotional. It kind of hit me all between my neck, y'all. I kind of felt it. I couldn't really explain it at the time what I was feeling, but I knew, oh, this is where my people were from. It's like you feel it in the trees. You feel it in the air. You feel it everywhere when you walk across the air, when you feel across where your people are from. Everybody needs to do it. Everybody needs to go see it. Everybody needs to touch base on that. You feel what I'm saying? It is not about how you feel. I just want you to see it from your own point of view. It doesn't matter what you, this right here, y'all, is called a deflection. When you see what that means I don't have a coming back talking point. I'm going to change the argument. Right here, brother, we stand on intellectual-based conversations and scholarship. If you can't defend it, be ready to be out of here, brother. Let me let it finish cooking.
Can you please tell us the significance of this gentleman in American history?
Your fourth great grandfather, Calvert Ambush, was one of the enslaved men who built the White House. One of the most iconic landmarks in America.
I want y'all to think about this for a second. I go to a news network and they throw on me, my grandfather was in hand and instrumental on developing the White House. I want y'all to let that sit right there. You hear that your grandfather was one of the main components, one of the main builders, one of the main people that put his hands in the dirt, that land on one of our most iconic landmarks in this country. That'll change you, bro. Emotionally, that'll change you. Mentally, that will affect you. In fact, she froze. I just want you to understand that. You feel what I'm saying? I want you to let that marinate, let it fill in your spirit, let that transpond into you. And the reason why that's important that we got to have these conversations, y'all, is because it is nothing uncomfortable about the former people that had the victims of these crimes and how they live. I want everybody that's FBA to get this past their mind. You do not have to feel uncomfortable about the crimes against humanity that happen to you. You don't have to look at it with your head down. You don't have to avoid that conversation. You don't have to look at it as it's unhealthy or you feel uncomfortable talking about it. You should be able to have this conversation no matter what. Boldly. I know my family worked. I know they were cleaners. I know they would work with their hands. I know they were carpenters. I know they worked outside. Being outside is something that me and my family did a lot of times. Actively outside with their hands in different environments. You should not be afraid to champion that. You should not be afraid to say that with your chest. You should not be afraid to ever have an intellectual-based conversation about that. It is something about your story that you should be proud of. You should be proud of where you're from. You should be proud of what your family represented. You should be happy about what they stood on. You have to be happy about what they built, what they cultivated, what they collected. Those are the main things I want to keep going about as we have this conversation. What it do, Mike? Tonight's video, we catching up with McCall at, is about you finding out your family were instrumental in building the White House, Mike. Let's keep letting it play.
Really? Oh my goodness.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness.
Your great-great-great-grandfather helped build
The White House.
the White House.
Wow. And a little teary.
Mike, can you even explain that feeling going through your whole life, going through history, going through school, and somebody tells you your grandfather was one of the main people that built the White House and you never knew about it? How would that make you feel, fam?
And it would make me feel devastated. And then I would wonder who's going to cut the check. Because I need some royalties. You know, the White House has tours, monetary donations. The White House has different, like a gift shop. The White House has a lot of things that you can monetize if your family helped build it.
Mike coming in with that door. Keep cooking. I'm listening, Mike.
I gotta say this though, bro. It would hurt me because I recently found out from my mother that, and I know this is kind of off topic, but it's kind of the same thing. My grandfather, her father, actually helped build the Monitor Merrimack Tunnel. So, like, something that you know that's in your life constantly, and it's not just a regular historical monument. It's the monument of the United States, where our leader resides. So I feel that finding out that your grandparent or somebody lineage in your family had something to do with that and was one of the main people that had something to do with that, that's a proud feeling. But you also need to get some residual income because they making money over there off the White House.
I think what speaks even bolder about that, Mike, is that how it makes me feel even more disrespectful to hear people say immigrants built something knowing that your father grandparents did that, Mike. Same with mines in North Carolina, Louisiana. It feels even more disrespectful to hear that. I don't think people understand that, Mike, why people feel issues with that. To hear that immigrants came here during the 18th century when the formerly enslaved were here since the 1400s, Mike, getting captivated, working on land, and to hear people came almost 200 years later to say we built something, do they understand how disrespectful that is, Mike?
They don't, bro, because everybody wants a piece of the pie. Everybody wants to state their historical claim, right? I was a part of this. My family was a part of that. But what we fail to realize is these were people that were misidentified. The actual natives, the history behind it is the natives built the White House. The Indians built DC. You get what I'm saying? The Moors helped design DC. Not like, yes, America's foundation is quote unquote built on, minority, the back of immigrants, but how can you be an immigrant when truly America was built on the back of the natives that lived here already?
Come on, Mike. Cook again. And I don't think people understand that that's where that hostility, that energy comes from. That's where this reparation movement, this delineation, this different mentality, this conversation that we have is because we're tired of that, man. People are in this country. You know what I don't like, Mike, and I'm going to go this deeper for me. Stop telling me that certain people that come here work hard. Mike's family don't work hard. Mike don't work hard. You don't work hard, the listener. I don't work hard. We work hard too. When you say that, you're insinuating that somebody else does not. Y'all follow me? So when you hear this rhetoric, you got to check that. You got to check it. You got to be willing to have a conversation. Because like I said, I got family members, I got brothers, I got cousins, I got friends. I know my dog, Mike. I know you work hard. Mike, you work hard. You ain't working hard every day, though. Provide for your family. Getting up when you're tired. Traveling long nights, early mornings. Being a provider. Y'all feel what I'm saying? When you say that, that's a slight to the brothers that are here, boots on the ground. Every day. Without the love, without the respect, without the understanding.
But my thing is this, right? My thing is this. How you like my new light? Is it all right?
Love it, dog. Keep cooking, man. Keep cooking. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Okay. My thing is this too, though. Why do y'all come to other countries and work hard? Why do y'all go to other countries and work hard? Like y'all go to France, Europe, y'all come to America, y'all go to different white countries.
Man, what?
Why we not working hard where we from?
Mike asked, the real answer, Mike, is it's easier to work hard when you don't have people that build nothing. Y'all feel me? It's easier to work and come off the extra end of something when I don't have to start from the beginning to scratch. Y'all follow me, Mike? It's easier for that.
Facts.
It's hard when I got to come in here and deal with the racism. Let's keep it funky, y'all. Civil rights was not the first time that we actually addressed the social injustice in this country. It was when it got big. It was when it got large. But injustice was around, Mike, since Jim Crow. Think about how long it took, Mike, for the civil rights movement to get popping. Me and Mike have been having this Black Renaissance wave already. It's just now starting to get popping. The intellectual discourse, the boldness in saying how we feel, the understanding of saying, hey, bro, I don't agree with that, to being willing to say, nah, man, we ain't doing that no more. And it's getting to the point that you can see now that the heat is starting to catch people, Mike. Remember how we used to love Godfrey, Mike? And remember those podcasts he would have all the time, the 1 in 54? I want y'all to catch what happens when the heat and people press you on subjects. Take a listen, Mike.
He called her out of her name. And also his stance on the David Oyelowo incident, talking about the origins of the Black Southern American accent. He even throws David Oyelowo under the bus.
You have to understand, you guys are probably still listening to Karen. I all of us moved on. I wasn't talking about her. I didn't do none of that. And her whole thing about Black unity, she's full of she is full of
It's her thing in the context of her thing.
Listen, but
when
she's
you talk
full
about,
of shit.
But interpersonally, there's a reason why she has a problem with everybody else.
Well, she tricked me, and how I got fired was some bullshit, because I personally think my show was doing really well. It was, and I know on the inside it was like, you was doing really well. They had to find something to get you on. And I knew on some inside, which I ain't going to mention that person. And I was like, cool, because I was kicking ass. Because the
Mike, me and you have reviewed the 1 in 54 podcast plenty of times. When Godfrey and other melanated immigrants get defensive about when we talk about things, why don't they get it, fam?
I don't think they get it because they never had a situation. Yes, they had civil unrest in their countries, but they never had a situation like, yes, we had apartheid, right? We had the Hutsis and the Tutsis in Rwanda. We had things of that nature, but it wasn't like, and people were dying. We don't want to take away from that, but it wasn't a movement where like civil rights movement, right? It wasn't a situation in that aspect for them to build and to come together. But they always get upset because they have played the part of saying that we're not like them, we're not combined, we're not unity. If you historically look at the African American or the Native American, which is Black, right? The Black Native, right? We have always been a loving people. We have always been a person of loving everything and acceptance. It is those people from different minority countries and things of that nature that always have the division and the dissonance, right? And so when you talk about coming together as unity, we're not having it now because y'all never had our backs, but they have never claimed us. They have never said that we were apart or combined. And so for him to get mad and upset is wild when you yourself has probably been a part of those conversations that we're not the same.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think what speaks more to me and resonates more to me, Mike, is this. Colonialism and Jim Crow are the same. They call their colonialism Jim Crow. The difference is, like Mike referenced, they never had a spiritual movement where they unified with each other. They still have tribes over there. We have our tribes, Mike. We have our neighborhoods. We got Norfolk versus VA. You know what I mean, Mike? The bull job. But it is never something that we entrench and we harm each other. Number two, there is no other identifier but Black. We don't play the game. I'm this, I'm that. No. Either you own the code, Mike, or you against. Period. Number three, once we had discrimination happen towards us, we didn't lean on other people, Mike. People get mad when I say this, Mike. Jim Crow helped us. What do you mean, King Crowder? Jim Crow made us lean on each other. Jim Crow made us spend more money on our own neighborhoods. Jim Crow forced us to have our own businesses. Jim Crow made us talk, build, collect, work, operate, live around each other, Mike. We forget that. Other communities, Mike, they never had that type of energy. So when they fought and had their battles, like Mike referenced, they went out other ways and sold each other out. There is no culture like that. Me and my boy in 2 different states. Doesn't matter. The loyalty, the love, the understanding is always going to be there. So when we come at y'all with a different type of energy, we see that you are not aligned. We see that. And the thing is, Mike, what gets me about Godfrey and people that are of that ilk, Mike, you ever notice when the Brits or anybody else talk about Black Americans, we never on the show, Mike, to defend ourselves? I noticed that. That tells me that you don't want to have a conversation, Mike.
100%. You scared, you ducking the fight.
You want to say what you want to say. You don't want anybody to challenge you or have repercussions towards you. Stop saying that it's an open dialogue. No, the fuck it's not. Excuse my language. I'm sorry, I'm not to cuss y'all. We try to get it right, Mike. My bad. We got to stay active. It's not. It's not an active dialogue. You are showing how you truly feel, and that's okay. We ain't mad at you, player, but let's stop lying about it. Lay it on the pavement. You feel some type of way. Your energy is still off. Stop telling us a unification. Stop telling me we're doing this to unify. There has to be unified where you live first. Stop coming to me as our cousin, telling your cousin that got his house together, we need to get our straight. Cuz y'all living on crates over there. Y'all lights off down the street. Stop telling me about my household, worry about your household, Mike. Oh, man, keep it cooking. They in here tonight, Mike. Heavy. I can't even read the comments. It's too many, Mike. I'm trying to keep up. I can't even keep up. Almost, the chat has almost 4,000 live in it, Mike. Oh, man, it's a super Nino. Yeah, we coming in heavy, man. They talking crazy, Mike. We talking a little crazy. But we going to keep cooking tonight, man. We're going to call that back from hibernation. Mike, next video. Until we address the real issues we see in this country, Mike, let's go ahead and get to it. I don't know about you, Mike. I love I Show Speed. People have been talking to me about soccer, Mike, and I try to get into it. But until we talk about soccer, y'all, South America, Argentina, address your anti-black rhetoric.
What are you saying? What are you saying? Like, what are you even saying, bro? What are you saying? Like,
Mike, to catch that video and break it down, I Show Speed is out there with his cameraman, his people, and what he is seeing, Mike, is that people are calling him the NIGGA at a soccer game. I had this conversation this week, Mike. Until soccer deals with its internal self-hatred, stop telling me that it will be a global leader in sports. Stop telling me that y'all will dominate an industry, Mike. If a famous celebrity, a young black American boy, young man, Mike, can get called a ninja at an open soccer game on 4K while they're recording, Mike, how can we grow with that?
We can't. But a lot of people got to realize that a lot of these countries, especially the lady that had the jersey on, that was the Argentinian jersey. If people aren't well versed in travel, Argentina is a very racist country. A lot of these European countries and these Hispanic countries, not beating up on our Hispanic sisters and brothers, but they have a whitewashed culture where they don't agree with the people that look like us, right? But what we fail to realize is that in these, the propaganda that has been able to be portrayed in these countries is that the lighter face Hispanic is the prime Hispanic. However, if you go to places like Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, different countries, every country's origin, their historical footprint comes from the darker skinned Hispanic. But we got to understand, like, in these global instances, right, we can't be surprised that we still getting called a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do the research on the environment that you're putting yourself in. And some of these places that I Show Speed is putting himself in is not places where people of our color are welcome.
I guess for me, Mike, how can we expect the sport to glow? Because they need us, Mike. Let's keep it funky. You need the young black youth to make it pop. If you don't champion, if you don't address those issues from that complex that Mike is speaking about, and thank you for articulating that, how can they really expect it to grow, Mike? Because Mike, as a father, Mike as a father, I'm not sending my kids nowhere like that. I'm not letting them have no conversation like that, Mike, in the country where it's crazy talking like that.
We also behind though too, bro. Soccer is like the #1 played sport everywhere else but here. You know what I'm saying?
True. What the thing I think, Mike, is that I think the reason why it won't catch on is because of this type of stuff, Mike. We got our problems, Mike, right? We got our issues, but you cannot see a young black child, Mike or me, on a weekend get called that on camera in 4K and nobody in the stadium say nothing, Mike. Nobody jumped up, Mike. I was blown away by that video. This young girl was so boldly to put a camera in a young man's face, Mike. We're not talking about no average brother, Mike. We're talking about I Show Speed, Mike. Can you imagine somebody putting the camera in Kevin Hart's face on live, Mike, your child, calling him that in real time?
Mm-mm.
And being comfortable, Mike. Like I said, these people are comfortable, y'all. They're not nervous. They're not nervous about losing their job, Mike, losing their career. I'm going to say it to your face with my full chest. At the soccer game saying, we hate ninjas. What you going to do about it? To me, that was just alarming and eye-opening. I know it's the number one sport, Mike. I know it's supported. I just, as a person that's outside of it, Mike, doesn't understand it all the way. I know my boy Mike is much more in it. Seeing that as a daddy, Mike, hell to the no. Because if I'm there, Mike, and I hear that, Mike, I might put hands on them kids.
Facts.
I'm serious. As we keep it pushing tonight, man, shout out to my dog where my calls at. Mike, the boycott on Asian businesses. Let me clarify, Mike. It is not a boycott on Asian businesses. We are anti-racist businesses that do not support us, do not hire us, and do not show us love and favor. Me and Mike are not anti-anything except for businesses that are disrespectful. Did I clarify that good enough, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Because people try to flag me by saying that last time, Mike. They try to flag you too by saying we were spreading hate. That's not what we were doing. Let it cook.
Juneteenth, there was a big movement in the ghetto. Like, if you're like deep in the Texas hood, you deep in the Memphis hood, deep in the Chicago hood, Atlanta.
Mike, did you question the slang that he's trying to copy and mimic while being disrespectful, family? Let it keep cooking. I see Mike's face. He brewing.
You know, Alabama, the Rick Chow, the Carmelo Anthony group, the people that were up in war, that was very juicy for a good 2 weeks. Looks like the boycott, looks like the verdict has came to an end.
It was very juicy, Mike, to see black children being gunned down. I want y'all to catch that. What he just said, it was juicy to see children being assaulted. That's what he just said.
And we know that Carmelo Anthony is a piece of shit, raised by shit parents. The funny part was those parents didn't even care for their kid. That's how funny that culture is. They fucking took the money, bought them a car and a house, and left their kid high and dry. And they try to tell us what to do, that you can't even take care of your own. Loyalty looks like is a problem over there. Don't tell us what the fuck to do. We have way more class. And this topic right here is very, very sensitive. They love to try to compare, try to tell you how they feel. It's not how we feel. It's how you're built. It's what you're taught. You're taught a certain way that's far from who we are. That's why this is conflicting. It's not no race thing. This is a character thing. This is a principle thing. It's either you have it or you don't. And people like us trigger these guys. We give them no context. We let them judge us face value, but know nothing of us. But we are standing on the very thing that they lack, principle and character.
Mike, hearing this commentary of the other side, cosplaying, using the tone, using the verbiage, speaking with his full chest. And guess what, Mike? I judge people that have not said anything. Take off on the subject, Mike.
My thing is this, right? This is what happens when you continuously allow another minority group to coexist in your neighborhoods and own property that you don't. This is the prime reason why somebody can come to America, go to the hood, open up a hair store, nail shop, etc., and feel that they are more superior than you because you have allowed them to infiltrate the system in your neighborhood. But the thing about it is this. Y'all, like, people want to do the generalizations, the comparisons, but we all the same. We all going through different things. And I've mentioned this before. The only reason why they allow you into the black neighborhoods is because they won't allow you into the whites. You don't see no Asian places in white neighborhoods like that. You see them in the ghetto, on the edge of the ghetto, or in the suburbs, but you don't see them in the upscale white part of town. So, you have a plight. And yes, I will say some of the consistencies that he was saying about the Carmelo Anthony thing are true. Yes, I don't think his parents should have bought new cars, new houses, and things of that nature. I do think they should have probably spent that money on what the money should have been on. And who said they didn't? You know what I'm saying? However, yes, some of the things he said was right, but at the same time, every race has their own problems. But my problem with you is you saying it too loud with your chest, buddy. When your family members have been able to open up any type of business and succeed in our, and they want to act like that, like they earned it. No, it was a part of the system. They wanted to disenfranchise us, so they gave you those properties. They gave you those businesses to keep us in disenfranchised and downtrodden, and you use that to make it seem like you're better than us, but you're not better than us at all.
My first response is always this, Mike. When people are angry, upset, or drunk, they tell you how they really feel.
They true.
This brother spoke with his full chest how his community felt. Y'all follow me? What you got to learn from this interaction, this conversation is A, watch the people that have not spoke out against it from his community. B, you got to take notes when you hear stuff that makes no sense. C, if you are so successful, why are you making videos speaking with something real in your heart? You follow me? If I'm unbothered, if what you're saying is not going to have any bearing on me, why am I speaking on it, bro? You are making a commentary. People get this confused, Mike. Tap in with me, y'all. Tap in. You don't need to lose 100% of your base to go out of business. All you need to lose is 15 to 25% of your customers. Stop thinking that all black folks got to stop shopping with you. Mike, if 20% of your customers might go away tomorrow, you're struggling.
Wait, hold on real quick. White people love Asians because they are honorable people. Okay, check this out. If Asian people are so honorable and you saying that they don't commit mass crimes, but the white man is the number one contributor to all mass crimes in America and abroad, the white man. So yes, black people may be committing crimes, but our crimes are more in the media, our crimes are more publicized, and our crimes are more for the people to be known about. We don't hear about a lot of white crimes. You want to know why? A lot of white crimes are white collar crimes, business crimes, things of that nature. But you, white people, are the most hateful group of people historically known to man. And I'm not being racist. It's a factual historical fact that you murder, rape, and pillage and kill, destroy systems to be superior.
Well, what I think it has to be, Mike, is that once we are having these conversations, I want people to understand something in context. When people continue to outlash and say something about the other, trying to buffer class another group, you are showing your hand. You follow me? Mike just pointed out what you're saying. One group is better than another. Okay, let them live in their community. Let them go about, let them live, let them try to get on their own, let them build on their own. You support them. Stop leaning on us. Stop having conversations with us. Stop saying how that has to go. Show us with your actions. Because I'm going to keep saying it again, Mike. We get it confused. People only need to lose 20% of your customers. Buddy that made the video, if 20% of your customer base changes, you will be out of business. And you don't believe me? Mike, exhibit B. Listen, I'm not just going to tell you what the culture is feeling. I'm going to show you how the culture is currently responding, Mike. Shout out to the ladies, Mike, in your neighborhood.
Again, y'all. It is 9:51, and we don't open up until 10. We got somebody else looking in. Baby, we popping. Period. They getting ready for the food line. Good morning. Okay, y'all, it's 11:40, and look, baby. Hey. Okay. Oh, I saw that. It's still working in the dark.
Hey, Monster Hunter, come on the live, bro. Come on the live. Send the invite, T.
Sending it now. If he don't come, I'll block him, Mike. What's his name?
I'm at the port.
Sending it now. If they don't come, Mike, I'm gonna block him. I got you. He got 3 seconds to get up here.
Come on here.
3, 2, 1. My boy, you got 3 seconds on blocking. Yeah. Let's see, Mike. Up, he gone. He can't comment on the page to hit the link, Mike. He already gone, baby. We don't play no game. But Mike, we say it again, y'all. Live black businesses are thriving, Mike. That's why he felt some type of way, Mike. Oh. You saw a young, successful black woman-owned establishment thriving, Mike. People are taking that feeling to the Mike. We are not our parents. We are not our grandparents. We are not trying to unify. There is no more. We're just going to get along, Mike. People are going to take their money. People are just going to roam, and people are going to change wholeheartedly, Mike. Seeing that video, seeing it happen in real time, do you think other communities are even prepared for this type of change in our communities, Mike?
Man, I don't think so, because they don't think we're organized enough to keep it going. I think it would have to be a take by storm type of deal, because I think people are asleep right now and don't understand what's happening in front of their faces.
Well, I think the people, like I'm gonna keep saying, Mike, it does not take 100% of anything to cause a change, y'all. If you lose 5% of something, Mike, it's noticeable. If you lose 10% of something, it's a gap. If you lose 20% of a customer base, you will go out of business. I think, Mike, the gentleman like we saw in that video spewing that anti-black, let's call it what it is, y'all, that anti-black rhetoric, it is because you feel the pressure of something. You feel the money being affected. No, it does not have to be enormous. No, it doesn't have to be gigantic. But if Mike takes his lady and Mike tells his lady, no, you can't go to the shop no more. That's a huge change, Mike. Losing 10% of your customers will cause change, Mike. And let's not forget, Mike, the government got their foot on their neck.
We've been tracking a number of Democrat-led cities that have appeared to put America's 250th birthday on the back burner. Buffalo held a celebration for Somali Independence Day, flying the country's flag at City Hall. That country's flag. And just a day after canceling its 4th of July fireworks show. The city said it ran into logistical issues. In Boston, Democrat Mayor Michelle Wu also celebrated Somalia weeks after she proposed cutting nearly $1 million from veteran services. That is so unpatriotic. Wu eventually restored the funding after fierce backlash. Yeah, they gave her some oxygen. She woke up. In Columbus, Ohio, the Parks Department is backtracking after a now deleted social media post that promised a similar celebration. A firestorm erupting on social media. Critics are going after the city's decision to celebrate a foreign country so close to our Independence Day, with one pointing out City Hall is not a foreign embassy. The city telling Fox News Digital, while the city recognizes and respects the aspirations of people around the world to live in freedom, this post was inaccurate and has been deleted.
Mike, I think when people think these white folks just be talking, Mike, but they standing on business. They are having talking points. They are having conversations by saying, hey, y'all have rode the wave too long, Mike. Y'all have let disrespect linger for too long. When you hear a post, Mike, of them pointing out how governors and politicians of cities are not even having a July 4th celebration, but are literally celebrating the countries of other people, how does that resonate with you, Mike?
Let's be locked up and put away for treason, cuz. This is the United States of A. What you mean we putting up the Somalian flag, bro, on 4th of July? And I love my Somali brothers and sisters, but 4th of July is not a time to celebrate your heritage. It's a time for America.
Well, Mike, Somalis got to understand all that scamming y'all had going on in Minneapolis. Y'all need to pipe down right quick. I know y'all might not want to hear this, but them folks, them white folks, ain't playing with y'all right now. Y'all done took how much money about that country, Minneapolis? All that jug and finessing y'all was doing. All y'all political people need to understand right now is not the time to have the pride. They trying to remove this. Mike, people think, oh, Trump, no, he gonna remove that citizenship. They don't follow the laws. Mike, what you mean? I'm gonna get you out the paint. All I gotta do is block you from changing that.
My thing is this: you have. I know, and I understand that you have to cater to your base, right? But at what point is it like you going too far? Raising another country's flag at the state capitol is going too far, way too far. You wilding for respect. It's an act of treason. It's an act of treason.
Well, I really think, Mike, that and I point this out all the time. Obama got people comfortable, and that's the first video I showed today, Mike. Obama was the era of playing nice, respectable politics. People don't understand we in the Trump era. Get out and lay down. Run the check. Run them pockets, Debo style. That's the era we in. Hey, Mike, we gonna get along, kumbaya. Nah, we ain't doing none of that, cuz we going in your pocket. We digging in the crates. We want that money up front. People don't understand this is how America really is, Mike. You know how many people I talk to, Mike, being in Houston, there from different backgrounds, saying, I can't believe America's been this hostile. Mike, I have to look like, where y'all been at?
Right. Hostile our whole life.
America ain't never been nice. America ain't never been played by the rules. When America follow the laws, Mike?
Nigga, we dropped 2 nuclear missile bombs on Japan, nigga, and then told the whole rest of the world, nah, y'all better not do that shit.
Mike, when do we follow the rules? When do we treat our citizens fairly?
Bro, do you know we're the only country in the world that has utilized nuclear weapons on somebody?
Mike, I know folks. Mike, I tell people this, Mike. It was something about, and follow me, y'all, football fans. O.J. Simpson, love him or hate him, was found not guilty of the crime. The Buffalo Bills still say he did it. Mike.
Facts. Took him out the Hall of Fame.
Put his picture up, Mike, because his issues. What? He was found not guilty.
It's because he was a black man who, quote unquote, killed a white woman.
Mike, I thought we believed in law and order. I thought if the court said you didn't do it, you didn't do it.
You did.
No, come on. Like once I saw that Mike in the Buffalo, that man dead. He can't defend himself.
That's cool.
Y'all really ain't gonna put the man's picture up, Mike?
He was a Buffalo. He was a Buffalo hero, nigga.
What, Mike?
And the glove didn't fit. You had to acquit, nigga.
The greatest, Mike, for real. The greatest NFL player up out of there. No shade. These only facts what we seeing. And it's all politics, man. That's it, y'all. And as we continue to cook, man, I'm gonna let my dog Mike get what Mark tell my dog tired, boy. I can see it in his eyes, man.
Bro, we just came back from Chicago. Hey, shout out to the city of North Chicago. Went to go visit family, man. Had a great time. Shout out to the cousins, Lewis, Dante, Sherlonda, everybody, yo. Shout out to
the rack. Shout out. How long was you up in Chicago, man?
Since Thursday, bro. Shit was lit.
I'm glad you had a good time. Shout out to my dog coming back from the fans. Shout out to Mike. Road running, man. We're going to let Mike get 2 more in for my dog got to lay down. Mike, Corey Holcomb said this.
A lot of brothers who not from the States, they look like they better than us. Or they act like they better than us. Mm-hmm. And it's time for us to really have a show about that, to be quite honest. They look at us like, remember that movie what was it? The Cutter.
Yeah.
They look at us like they better than us. Yeah. The push up in a nigga Fago. This is an outright immigrant. And this motherfucker is getting the attention of the brothers and sisters who don't know no better. This motherfucker don't do nothing but talk bad on niggas. And lie about his life. This motherfucker bought a young girl shit, and because of how he built, she didn't want him at her graduation. Just go with that story. Y'all sitting up here, y'all don't understand. All us guys from this motherfucking a cold ass world. We are descendants of the transatlantic slave trade. Most of us are descendants. I'm talking about the guys from the motherfucking, we born here in the U.S. We gonna claim the U.S. because we built this motherfucker. Mm-hmm. We don't get treated fairly by the brothers who not from here. In fact, a lot of them act like they are more grounded than us. Mm-hmm. And they criticize us in a way like they better than us. I would like to talk to any one of them about this issue I'm talking about right now, because I can give you so many examples. They say Talib Kweli is from Brooklyn, New York. I don't know this.
Majority of his life.
That's what I thought.
That's what, yeah.
Majority of his life. Godfrey is from Chicago majority of his life. But trust me, when it really boiled down to it, he holding up that other shit. Mm. And his ass when niggas in there with him. But I'm just saying. Y'all motherfuckers can play like you don't see it. I can't keep playing like I don't see it because it's starting to be so clear. I'm like, these motherfuckers turn our own people against us like they with us. They not with us, man. They really seeing what they can soak up. Just like when old boy, we was talking about this shit a couple of months ago when the president started grabbing motherfuckers off the street and he was grabbing them Somalians too. Mm-hmm. They joined us then. You know what I'm saying? They was like, they grabbing us black folks. Y'all got to be. No, nigga, we been here getting fucked over.
It's your time.
You came to get fucked over. That's the difference. Darlene still mad at me.
Mike, this conversation is brewing everywhere, Mike. Can we get past this rhetoric and this talking point about people from other countries that are melanated immigrants? Why do they think they can disrespect people that come from America?
Well, they never respected us to begin with. So to have respect for somebody holds weight, right? But if you never respected something ever, you talking down on it, being downplaying it, or talking shit about it is what you're going to do because you never once held it to a high regard. You know what I'm saying? So these niggas come here already. But see, the shit that killed me, right? You ain't make your country better. You come to America, try to be Captain Save them and Mr. Big Shot. Like you ain't do shit with the running
man.
Water. What? You ain't saved the village, nigga. You went to college and left, nigga. Like you feel me? Like nigga, you ain't put the village on your back.
You ain't put the village on, Mike.
You ain't put the village on your back, homie. Like, you feel me? Like, nigga, you went to school or whatever have you, right? And a lot of them come here, a lot of them go to Europe. Cool. But don't be talking shit if that's what you did. And Godfrey, I know goddamn well you'll say you're African first before you say you're American, nigga, and you grew up in them Chicago streets.
Chicago of all states, Mike. We ain't talking about no regular city, Mike. Chicago? A black city?
Like, my thing is this, right? Everybody wanted to be a nigga until it's time to be a nigga, bro. Like,
shout out to Paul Mooney. Repeat that again, Mike.
Everybody want to be a nigga until it's time to be a nigga, bro. And what we seeing is we let these motherfuckers come in, we get them, and you know what else I thought about? All the great black actors that we know besides Denzel, all them niggas from the UK. We need to stop that shit immediately. We need to stop.
Well, let me cook it right there, Mike. I think that's why we haven't had any Boys in the Hood type movies in 20 years, Mike.
Nigga,
we have not had an iconic, Mike. We ain't had an iconic movie like that in a minute because we letting actors outside of our community try to come here, Mike. Mike hit on two big things, y'all. Disrespect, we let it go too much. We ain't putting hands and feet on nobody. Number one, I am for putting hands and feet on you if you are being disrespectful, Mike. I didn't say over like violence. I say a little quick 1, 2. People only do what you allow. Number 2, you feel comfortable, like Mike said, because you don't put nobody on. In our culture, you got to help put somebody on. Mike go anywhere. Mike go put me on. I got to put him on. We know that. That's the culture. That's the energy. That's the spiritual side that we got. You got to help. You got to put people on. I can't finesse you. I can't get over on you. They call it scamming, but it's really theft. Scamming is theft. I can't steal from you. That ain't a culture that we got going on. Number 3, you in these American cities, Mike, and you don't even connect with the people of it. How you from Chicago, Mike, a black city? You ain't representing the Chi? You other yourself. We ain't other you. But the culture is, that's how many of you feel right now, because many of us are not in the church. We feel like we got to dodge our face. Mike, you know the principles. Mike are definitely a spiritual brother. That turn your other cheek, that give him a chance, man, fuck all that. That era is done. You give me Mike and keep cooking.
You can only turn the other cheek one or 2 times, bro. You only have 2 cheeks. You can only turn it. You get slapped, bow. You can only turn it one other time. People got life fucked up, bro. I'm about turning the other cheek, but I'm also about tear your shit up too.
I'm gonna tell you what I noticed, Mike. Just living in Houston and being around other ethnicities of people. People can feel when you have scammy trying to get over energy. You follow me, Mike? Everything is transactional. Culturally, it's not a transactional thing. Y'all follow me? People that come from our cultures are relationship first, business second. Other communities might try to do the business thing first, and it doesn't feel organic. Y'all follow me? So when you leave, when you come in with business, Mike, you trying to talk money. I don't even know you, cuz. Where your mama from? Where your mama go to church at? Where your uncle went to school at, Mike? You know them conversations. Where your people from? Who you hang with? Who your girl? So when we have these conversations, those are qualifications. White folks call them references.
Right, bro.
Am I lying, Mike? We check the references. I come around, Mike gonna ask you, we went to church too. Who your mama, bro? Who your baby mama? Where you from? Where you come from? You go over here talking money, talking business with me. It don't resonate, Mike. And what you were saying about the movie thing before you cook on, if I go to the next subject, fam. I got to get your next take on this. What was you saying?
I forgot what I was saying, bro.
Well, as Mike said it that way, man, I really believe that's the reason why the music is trash. Personally, Mike, I feel like a lot of things have fell off.
Oh, my bad. We got to stop. The reason why these other people don't respect us too, bro, we don't have no cultural representation. We got English niggas coming over here with the English accent, pretending to be hood niggas on Snowfall. We got Idris Elba speaking regular. We got all these great movie actors, bro. They be from other places, and you be like, damn, we couldn't get no regular ass nigga from America to pretend to be a regular ass nigga from America.
And can I cook for something y'all might not know? Idris Elba was a damn DJ.
Facts.
He wasn't no trained actor. Stop telling me all this bullshit about their specialty trained. He was a regular ninja.
My thing is this though, bro. We getting niggas from other countries to pretend that they us. So now that we don't even have no social, they don't have they being culturally acclaimed, getting awards for being culturally acclaimed because they pretending they cosplaying real niggas, bro. That shit is crazy. Niggas is getting awards.
That's why it's flopping, Mike. People don't understand that, Mike. That's why it's flopping. Mike, what is the Boys in the Hood movie of our generation, Mike?
We don't have one.
We don't have one because they're flopping. We don't have one because we've tried to be too accepted. We've taken the spirituality, which is a beautiful thing with us, Mike. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but we have taken that point and let it linger too much. Y'all follow me? We have taken the spirituality component and understand that people don't do that same thing for us. Mike, you are 1,000% correct. You are. And as we continue to go on, Mike, your bad habits will affect you as a man. On Mike's final topic, Mike, Lil Wayne, Tucci, was a no-call, no-show at a concert in Maine, Mike. He didn't let his fans know he was missing. He didn't even think to show up. He didn't even think to grow up. He didn't think to do anything, Mike. And to add salt to injury, y'all, or salt in the wound, he literally, Mike, had another show. We can't play it because of the audio, Mike, but I gotta let Mike see the visual representation, y'all. And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to see it. I'm gonna pull it up for it. Let me find it. Of what happened, Mike, when you rely too much on talent and you do not work hard enough on your craft. And as Mike the legend here, Mike, I gotta let Mike clip. A visual is worth 1,000 words, Mike. Can't play the audio, y'all. He's playing his songs. He's trying to play his music, Mike.
Bro, I'm not paying for that. You better fucking rap, nigga.
What we're showing y'all is a visual representation of Wayne and where he's at, y'all. As the music head as you are, Mike, what has caused Wayne to just fall off as much as he did, dog?
Bro, not having good business people in your corner. Because you missing a venue. That's paid. That's a guaranteed paycheck that you just said fuck you to. Like, I don't like when artists think they too big. Like somebody said in the comments, Mr. I'm never invited to anything, but you ditching, you dip on a whole concert. You dip on a whole concert. My thing is this is the people you have done this, putting greatest rapper alive, putting these big ego stipulations on these people to then when they have bad behavior, it is now not acceptable when the person has been showing you bad behavior. It's not the first time or last time Wayne has missed a set or not went to a concert or didn't show up to something. But my thing is this, Lil Wayne is still Lil Wayne from like 2007. Like, you know what I'm saying? That nigga has not developed, not grown, not matured. So he's still doing the same shit. Like, but we got to understand things like this too. How many more concert tours do you have in you, Wayne? You 40-something years old. Like, how long are we going to ride the wave of Lollipop and the Carter 2 and the Carter 3? How long are we going to ride that wave? You at the end days, bro. And so you missing tour dates is crazy, unless it's something like terminally wrong with you or something wrong with you. But it has to be a good reason to just ditch on people that paid their good money to come see you and support you. Gotta be a good reason.
I think the biggest thing for me, Mike, like you said, is that the ego. And also, Mike, when he was talking crazy about Kendrick, it hits harder to me, Mike. You really had a nobody invites me, nobody loves me, a crying moment, dog. And like Mike said, you ain't even think to show up and tell people, man, you couldn't make it. Mike, you probably saved their money, worked hard to go book you, and you no call, no show like you was at a damn regular job, Mike. Is that what we doing, dog?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what his legacy could be, Mike. I don't know what his peak could be, but I wanted to show that for all the fellas out there, talent won't get you to the finish line. You got to work hard. You got to eat right. You got to invest. Mike, he looked terrible. We don't want to say it. Like Mike said, how many more acts, how many more tours you got, Mike? Mike, end this off. My dog about to cancel. Mike, your last thought when you saw that, man, before you get out of here.
Man, my thing is this. At every turn, whatever we're doing, we need to present our best foot forward, right? Like, you missing tour dates and just not treating people correctly is not putting your best foot forward. But also, this, like I said, bro, this is the same person that want invitations to these venues, but these are the behaviors that you're showing. Nigga, you don't come to rehearsals. They set up these things. They spend lots of money for your band, for you and everybody to be there to do a mic check, and you don't even come. So, like, these type of things, imagine how many people got paid for that and for nothing, right? You got the venue, you got the security, you got the people that run the sound, you got all these people, bro, that was looking for that and missed that experience because you decided not to come. It's beyond the artist. It's about the people working in the background.
Now, shout out to my dog, Will McCall, with a beautiful live, Mike. Until next week, get some sleep in, brother. I know you had a lot of travel, man. Tell my dog, Mike, peace. As we continue to cook, man, my dog had to get some rest. My dog was definitely tired. Love his setup. Love. Shout out to Will McCall. If you do not know him, follow him on everything, my boy. Kick him out. Kick him in there. As we continue to cook, man, with another edition of Live on Sunday. Let me go ahead. Hey, y'all, next topic for this evening. Did y'all know why they hated Michael Jackson so much? Do y'all know why? I want y'all to understand. Thank you, brother. We try to put a good show on here. Randy Clark. Shout out to all the people tapping in. Y'all, I'm going to get back into it. Let's get it, man. Smash that like button. Smash it. Hype the video. I want y'all to do it. Symbolism is a lot, ladies and gentlemen. The reason why Michael Jackson and other people really had to fall into it is that they took issues from the past that were racial endeavors and they flipped it. Follow me. Michael Jackson's poses, what he looked at, what he represented, went against the establishment the whole time. Michael took points of view, rhetoric, monotones, issues, problems, and other things we faced, and he used it to benefit himself. Why is it such a big deal? It's such a big deal, y'all, is because when you hear the talking points of other people outside this country today, you can see where they get their bad data and information from. As I referenced earlier, how Godfrey was on the podcast talking, y'all. I want y'all to pay attention on the other side of what his callers called in.
I speak up for you motherfuckers all the time. Most celebrities in Hollywood don't say a goddamn thing about y'all. We're gonna do a
pay attention. Most celebrities in Hollywood don't say about y'all. I thought it meant us. I thought you were the same and I was the same and we represented y'all. I thought the love, I thought the impact was all the same. I thought we were all the same. I thought we all came from the same upbringing, same dynamic. I thought it was us. Oh, when people are angry, when people drink, when people are frustrated with you, their true emotions come out, y'all. Y'all feel me? Pay attention.
A measure on blackness, I'll probably stomp most of you. You can eat a dick for real.
Woo. Listen, y'all. When a man gets elevated and call you out your name, ladies, when a man gets hostile with you and calls you out your name, I want you to be quiet and remove yourself. When you are in front of another guy that is willing to be disrespectful, remove yourself. Don't argue. Don't go back and forth. Don't try to correct. As a lady, as a woman, I tell my daughter, my lady, my sister, my mama, everybody the same thing. You don't go back and forth with nobody that's disrespectful. Protect you, protect your family, protect your loved ones, and you get out of that environment. You don't hold court with law enforcement in the street. You don't hold court with nobody disrespectful in the street. And you do not argue with anybody that does not care about himself. If they do not care about themselves, where they're from, who they're representing, your job is to not go back and forth with them. Y'all follow me? Don't ever do that. So if I hear you swear, say a slur, do something disrespectful, don't care about yourself, my response as a father is to get away from you. It's not to go on my pride, my ego, because I know I can take you. I know I can defend myself. I know I stand on business. But if I see you are a man or a woman that does not care, that is a sign that I got to respect myself and bow down. I'm not saying you got to make a big deal. I'm not saying you got to go back and forth. I'm saying see it, peep it, move. See it, peep it, move. You follow me? Let me let him finish cooking.
Tether, I'm this, all these terms, but to just go, I'm disappointed. None of you motherfuckers are my parent. David Yellowwell has apologized, but
pay attention, y'all. If somebody comes to you and say, hey, how you responded right there made me feel some type of way. Hey, when you had somebody on that podcast that was speaking or representing somebody, I felt some type of way. Hey, when you had somebody that was disrespectful to me and I want to have a conversation about somebody who was disrespectful in your presence and how you got to respond to that, I want y'all to pay attention to that. I want you to pay attention. I want you to see, and I want you to watch their energy. You feel me? If I come to you with a problem, you my dog, you my homeboy, you supposed to represent me, you supposed to speak for me, and I tell you that, hey, I ain't like how that went down, and your response is SMD, your response to is to curse and slur at you, know that as a hostile person.
British black people do not have a perspective of American blacks. Get it. But the fact is,
if you do not have a perspective on something, the first thing you should always do, y'all, you don't say anything. I can't speak for other communities, right? Y'all follow me? I can't do that. What I choose to do is to say, hey, you get somebody else to speak for them. You get somebody else to represent them. I can give you my perspective as an outsider, but from my perspective on how I feel, I'm going to speak on that. Period.
The fact is that these mistakes need to happen so we can talk about it. So we can have people going, damn, I fucked up. I think David probably didn't mean it that way, but the British black experience is.
No, he meant it that way, my boy. Pay attention to the back pedal. You meant what you said the first time. Why we playing that game? What David Iota said he felt. He didn't misspeak. He didn't double speak. He didn't say something that we didn't understand. He spoke with his chest how he meant and what he felt in that moment. That's what it was. I'm not mad at it. I'm not upset. I'm not angry. I don't feel no type of way. All I do is I put that in my back pocket. You follow me? We got to stop this whole rhetoric. They ain't know. Oh, it was this. Man, you know what you said, bro. When you are angry, you know what you say to that person. Stop saying he did not know. As a man, as a grown adult person, if you are not informed, it is your job to inform yourself before you openly get out and lie.
So different than the black American experience. He probably was like, no, it's a little subservient. They don't know.
Subservient is not a positive word. Follow me. Subservient is not a positive word. Anytime somebody used the word subservient in a conversation, that is a diss. There's no way around it. There's no way to get back and forth with it. If I use the word subservient when speaking to anybody, I am meant to disrespect them. And the people that act like they don't know what you're talking about, they are being disrespectful. Remember, people that are silent when disrespect happens, agree. People who do not respond to you being disrespectful, agree. People that do not say anything, you are not in disagreement. Follow that. You feel what I'm saying? People that say those type of things, I want y'all to catch that. Because in real life, if we stood on 10 and we was neck to neck, forehead to forehead, chest to chest, you wouldn't talk like that. Especially to me. I tell any guy, be careful how you talk online. Because in real life, you have multiple ramifications. You follow what I'm saying? Subservient, observant are two different things, y'all. Remember, when people say things like this person is right here, y'all, I want y'all to catch this. They are changing the subject. Don't fall for it. I listen. I know in real life, if I had a check-in conversation, I'm going to pull up on you. You follow what I'm saying? It's not meant to be hostile. It's meant to say, hey, real life has real consequences. No, you're not, brother. You're following protocol. Stop pivoting the conversation. Being respectful, being studious does not mean subservient. Means I have no standpoint or point of view. Stop standing alive, bro. Remember, we stand on 10 over here. Maybe you're subservient, but the way we move out here and listen and move is not the same. Because in real life, you wouldn't talk like that, my boy.
Know any better?
I think people were responding because we appreciate the fact that, you know, although your heritage is Nigerian, listen, I've been through all the arguments with ex-boyfriend, Nigerian, the whole nine. So I understand.
Yeah, but I grew up, first of all, I grew up in Chicago.
We were a little surprised by your reaction.
But you're not Chicago first, Godfrey. It doesn't matter where you grew up, it's matter what you identify. Y'all follow me? Catch that. I don't care where you grew up if you don't identify, have that spiritual energy that's the same as that. Stop telling people that's how you view and how you move. It doesn't matter what you move or how you view. It matters how you go about that. If you are not willing to stand on 10 all the time, we call you playing both sides. And as a man that's in these streets, that's feet on land, pick a side. If you don't pick a side with me, I make you. I make you pick a side. I don't like wishy-washy. I like people with strong opinions and strong feelings. Doesn't mean I have to agree with you. Doesn't mean I have to like what you say. But what I want to do is I want to know your philosophy, your ideology. I want to know where you stand as a man or as a woman. Good, bad, or indifferent. I won't disrespect you. You won't disrespect me. But you're going to speak on what you mean.
I don't give a fuck what y'all were thinking because I didn't
catch that, y'all. Let me play that back. I don't give a F. Number one, cussing at a woman, you trash. What I mean by that is that If I'm having a conversation with you and you choose to escalate that as a man, you got to be prepared for how that go, bro. You don't swear at nobody if you ain't prepared to take it there. Just giving you I'm just giving you FBA logic and code. You don't swear at anybody unless you have to be ready to go there. You follow me?
Paul, I didn't make him say that.
I didn't say it.
I didn't make him say that. So,
but you didn't check him on it. You follow me? You didn't check him on it. You can't say anything disrespectful to me and I don't check you on it. If you a bruh, you in front of me and you disrespect somebody I'm in front of, you feel what I'm saying? I'm going to make sure we have that conversation. And if it goes left, it goes left. It's what's happening with it. If it goes right, it goes right. But you cannot say, I'm going to do this way and I'm speaking for that. You can't do that. You feel what I'm saying? That's the whole point of everything. The whole point of it was your boy said something slick. You let it slide because you mentally feel that way. Your hand is being exposed. People are calling you about your hand being exposed and you don't know how to respond to it. If you're going to say this is how I feel, say that's how you feel. But stop playing the middle role. In the era that we're in, same thing with like Obama, but then the Founding Fathers podcast, the founding point of the show. Obama plays the middle role. Godfrey plays the middle role. People that play the middle and try to hide their hand, you will not be respected from when we're moving from now on. Y'all follow me? But you're not like the 21st. I'm gonna know the dog. I'm gonna tell you one thing, y'all. People show you who they are. Don't believe them, all right? Let's keep cooking it up.
Fuck all of that. Because you all sit there and try to pick at the smallest shit, waiting for us to fuck up. First of all, that, me and Akbar.
No, bro. They waited for you to see how you responded. It is not a response to say they wait for you to mess up. People will want to see how you respond because you choose to speak on issues. Akbar is disrespectful, bro. If you want balance in it, you got to have the other side to have a conversation. That's the issue that you keep avoiding that we're not going directly to. The direct issue is you're having people from outside the community speak on things without anybody to have a conversation back. If it was balanced, if it was fair, and it was an accurate analysis, people wouldn't feel no type of way. You're talking about unifying and building. No, you're actually drawing a wedge to separate. Straight up. That's all it is. The hand of how you truly feel is just being exposed. I don't care where you grew up. I don't care where you lived around. I don't care any of that. I care about that spiritual energy that you have in the feeling of. You follow what I'm saying? That's it.
Akbar grew up in Crenshaw. All right. I grew up in Chicago, some of the blackest cities.
I grew up in Hollins, Virginia, in a freedom town. It does not matter where you grew up. It matters who you represent. You follow me? It does not matter who you grew up, what you grew up. It matters what you represent and mentally where you are. If I hear somebody saying something disrespectful to anybody that I mentally expect, admire, and support, I'm not going to follow you like that. Y'all feel me? If I hear you saying something that is bottom line, disrespectful, disingenuous, a lie, propaganda, not real, and I don't check Buddy when he say it, I agree with it. In FBA culture, anything that is not unchecked, anything that is not going to be said about you, I agree with it. Silence is an agreement. Mixed feelings is an agreement. People grew up around you and you don't check that is an agreement. I know outside of FBA culture, it's not the same. But among us, it is. So if you are silent while disrespect is happening, I'm thinking you disrespectful too. I know it may be uncomfortable to say. I know many other cultures don't understand that, but I'm just telling you right now, that's how we feel and how we live. Good, bad, or different. That's where the energy's coming from. You follow me?
Me and Akbar grew up in Crenshaw. All right. I grew up in Chicago, some of the blackest cities around. Chicago's the most segregated city in this country. So I know what.
I want y'all to pay attention to something. This is what we call changing the talking point. God Empress Ether is changing the talking point. You are doing what I say all men, not of the culture, do all the time. You say things online, but when you in person, you don't talk the same way. You follow me? You don't talk that way. You wouldn't talk like to me in person. I'm serious. I know you wouldn't. I can tell already that you would not understand because how I view it If somebody disrespect my man in front of you and you don't say nothing, you involved with that, my boy. You are. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You just are. Listen, man, I ain't got to talk about it. I stand on land 24/7. I'm gonna keep letting it talk, bro. You talk, I mean it.
Black Americans are like, because I was stopped by cops, harassed by cops, called nigga, the whole nine.
I don't like that cop analogy. The reason why I don't like that cop analogy, every Black American don't get stopped by cops. Every Black American don't get stopped by police. Every Black American don't feel that way. Every Black American don't talk like that. Every Black American don't have that energy or what they saying for. Y'all follow me? The cop analogy is always the low-hanging fruit. No, we're talking about day-to-day. We're talking about community building and community action. We're talking about community conversation and community understanding. Y'all feel me? That's what I mean. Not just the analogy about the cops and the police, man. I don't like that. Every Black person is not involved in criminal activity. Every Black person is involved in danger. Every Black person don't get involved in the street stuff. I got family that is street, that have street stuff going on. That don't mean everybody involved in that. So when you say that, to me, it insinuates that you say everybody's criminal. That's what that insinuates. Oh, man, what part of Baltimore you in, bro? I'm up there all the time. My family from Virginia. Trust who you talking to, bro. I can get somebody to come see you tonight. We ain't going to do that on the podcast, y'all. Let me leave it alone. Let me keep going. You're right.
Okay, so I'm a little bit different, but that show, what our show is, it's just 9-10 months. We're doing really well. It's needed.
It's not needed. It is actually, y'all ready? It is actually,
man, what?
Divisive.
Man, what?
That's what it is. It's actually divisive. It's divisive because you are not having an outside opinion. You are not having a real world perspective. You are not having a real intellectual discourse. That's what is not happening. Y'all follow me? I want y'all to keep cooking and keep listening.
Nothing's gonna be perfect. So when someone goes, I didn't like your reaction, you're not my fucking parent, first off. And I'm the first person, if I fuck up, I'll go, man.
Pay attention to that, y'all. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. No, what you didn't like, it was that somebody checked you on it. What you didn't like, you didn't think somebody would have that same energy like you do have on it. What you didn't like is that you didn't think people were going to stand on 10 and hold you accountable about it. What you mean you didn't like the energy? No, bro. You didn't like that uncomfortable conversation that began to happen. You thought people were not paying attention. You thought that people heard disrespect and move how they move where you're from, where they don't check it. No, sir. We do.
My bad, but David said it. David said it. So to villainize me is bullshit. That's Black shit. Just trying to have something to bitch about. See, what we're doing is we're trying to.
Did y'all catch this rhetoric, y'all? I want y'all to catch that. That is Black shh. That's Black shh. That is a click delineation point of view, meaning that is not something that we do. That is something that Black Americans do, not people from my culture do. I want you to catch that foundation. I want you to hear those words. I want you to hear how it resonates. I want you to listen with your good ear. I want you to tap in. I want you to comment. I want you to pay attention. You follow what I'm saying? I want you to talk. You can always chat. You feel me? When you hear that type of stuff, you can always feel that. You feel me?
To work out our kinks. People are traumatized. Black Americans are traumatized. Caribbeans are traumatized. Africans are traumatized. Everybody's traumatized. Black women are traumatized. Black men are traumatized. So this is all coming from trauma. And this should be a therapeutic podcast. Got to talk about these things. But to just go, I'm disappointed. None of you motherfuckers are my parent. None of you. Nobody's.
No. People are speaking about how they feel disrespect is happening, dog. And your people, you getting piped up, are checking that. Man, you don't know, man, listen, the city energy are mostly pussies, dog. Can I keep it 100? Down south energy is way stronger than any up north energy. I'm telling you right now, we don't do a whole lot of talking. I can tell you just bump guns, bro. You ain't disrespect. I ain't taking that disrespect, bro. What you talking about? Ain't no disrespect. I said what I said. You can like it or go about it, bro. Ain't nobody feeling type of way. I stand on 10 in real life. This is all me talking to my people. You can take it how you want to take it or not, bro. Let's keep going.
Perfect talking shit to me. You do a podcast and do better then. But my thing is, I'm doing this for the good of all of us to bridge a gap and all this. Oh, you're a tether, you're a this. You can eat a dick. I'm just not talking to you, miss. I'm just saying in the general.
No, bro, you are talking to them. No, bro, you are describing to them. No, bro, you are showing them how you truly feel. What does that mean, y'all? I want y'all to catch something. Y'all follow me? I want y'all to catch that. He is showing the underlying contempt. When people have contempt for you, y'all, they will express it. It will come across as criticism. It will come across as, I have a personal vendetta about how you're coming at me. No, you don't like that I said anything. You don't like it that I responded to anything. You don't feel that I say anything that cannot be checked. You don't feel that anything I'm really about cannot mean nothing. All the people are calling and speaking to you, Godfrey, about is that, hey, you got people coming on there that have disrespectful tendencies. The guy David that played Martin Luther King, let that marinate, y'all. Let that marinate. The guy that played Martin Luther King, a man that was assassinated. Y'all follow me? A person that was assassinated, one of our highest icons who was murdered for what he believed in. You played him. And a person that got on your show said that they speak subservient, said that they don't have an understanding, say that what I said doesn't mean anything. And the people that are being disrespectful are responding back to you, and your response is hostility. Oh, you agree with it. That's the only answer. The only answer you can have is the people that are being disrespectful are telling you how they're being disrespectful is for you to be contempt about it because they are speaking on a black issue, is to act dismissive and disrespectful about it. You agree with it. Remember, y'all, people agree, show they where they lead. People that are disrespectful show you how they feel. If you are disrespectful in real time, if you are unhonorable in real time, if you do not move that way all the time, it'll show. You don't have to go back and forth, ladies and gentlemen. What I want you to do, I want you to catch it. I want you to catch it. I want you to hear it. And I want you to understand when they say those lines, all skin folks are not your kinfolk. Everybody that come here do not represent you. Everybody that has a problem does not have their best interest with you. Everybody. And I want you to go into a video that explains the difference, y'all. I'm going to give you history and conversation here, man. Share the live, share the live, share the live. Tap in, y'all. It's a local historian. I actually like this lady. Pay attention.
I posted a video about how Black people should stop calling themselves African American, and the comments went crazy. But the one thing I kept saying over and over was people saying, but everything comes from Africa. Let's actually talk about that, because that all sounds real kumbaya on the surface. But the second you follow it all the way through, it falls apart. So no matter what side you're on, stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you will blow your mind. Let's use a little uncommon common sense. If everything comes from Africa, then even white people are African, right? I mean, if we're tracing all of humanity back to the continent of Africa, then every single person on this earth could be called African. Your white neighbor, African. The current president of France, African. The people who now live in Rome, African. The people who built the pyramids, they were actually African. But you see the problem? Nobody's walking around calling white Europeans Africans just because early humans migrated out of Africa 100,000 years ago.
She is absolutely right. What she is speaking about is the true terminology different that we're going through right now. When people talk about delineation difference and delineation conversation, when Black Americans are saying we have to change the language, we have to tighten the conversation due to the discourse, this is part of the reason for that. We understand that the African-American term came about from Jesse Jackson during the 1980s. We get that, right? It was Negro, it was copper-colored people. We have followed the trajectory on that. Since this movement, this whole wave has been begun, like we saw in different parts of different history, right? Facts, y'all. Elon Musk is an African-American. We have seen how the whole change and the tidal wave has come.
So why does that argument only show up when we, foundational Black Americans, say that we belong here in America instead of over in Africa? Let me be fair. Maybe people don't.
I'm gonna go ahead and go deeper than that. I've been to Africa, y'all. Been there, met plenty of Africans. The first thing that they will let you know, y'all, is you are not them. They don't identify as race first. They identify as religion and tribe first. I want y'all to catch that. When you speak to many people outside that come from the continent of Africa, they identify with religion and tribe first. Race and ethnicity are way down the totem pole list. Don't believe me, you ask yourself. And it's not nothing to be disrespectful or to say anything. That's how they feel. Psychologically, it's different. It's not a bad thing. It's not a disrespectful thing. It is culturally where they come from. Y'all follow me? So once you know culturally and mentally how you think differently, it will be expressed and you can overcome from it.
Mean it literally for everybody. Maybe they just mean Black people came from Africa, so that's their real home. Let's follow that logic all the way. So a person is born in Nairobi, grew up in Nairobi, their parents are from Nairobi, the whole family built a life there, they speak Swahili, and now they moved to Atlanta, Georgia. Are they American now? Do they get to claim America? Or does their identity have to be earned through?
You know what the funny part is? Throughout U.S. history, y'all, and life history as a whole, your lineage always follows your parents. If you go through African history, it's usually your father. If you go through some parts of America, if you go through Judaism and different things, religions, where you come from, it's your mother. Depending on what side of the country or what part of the world you come from, that's where the influence comes from. But we already know where your parents and grandparents come from is your true origin of history, where you're from. It only becomes muddy in America to dilute what the foundation have been doing. That's it. It is a tactic to dilute the movement, the energy, the focus, the discourse, the energy, the movement. I want y'all to catch that. It is nothing more than that. Whenever you hear people say that I'm here now, I'm American. No, you're not. We know that. Y'all feel me? We understand that. You know what I'm saying? So it is a Jedi mind trick, a banana in the tailpipe, a move to cause confusion or delusion. Once you hear that, I want y'all to catch that. Just because, shout out to B1 Money Mike, just because you hear that in your energy, in your lexicon, I want you to diffuse that argument. You are an immigrant, the first generation, the second generation, the third generation. But people that come from this country, born, bred, have fought in the wars, the Revolutionary War, the American War, all of that, they fought in those wars. Y'all follow me? And you can clearly find that easily by doing your genealogy records. How do you do your records, y'all, if you don't know? Go to the churches. Get on lifesearch.org. Go to the graveyard. Start there.
Generations of history, culture, community, and contribution. You see, identity is not about where humanity started. It's about genetics and lineage. It's about where your people went and what they built when they got there. Europeans ended up in Europe and adapted there. And after thousands of years, we call them Europeans.
Facts. That is usually through historical context where they are from. Historical context, year over year, how they built in this country, that is usually how the genetic makeup is built from. Y'all follow me? So recently, that water has been muddied about what is American, what is not American. No, it's not being muddied, y'all. What it is meant to change the conversation. Because if you do not know, y'all, I want y'all to really understand this. Shout out to the B1 fam. Shout out to everybody in here, man. I love the conversation. I love it. What it is about, y'all, it is meant to do a change in scenery. Y'all follow me? It is not literally having a conversation. We're not having an articulate or honest conversation discourse. What they're doing, y'all, we're changing what we're talking about. Y'all follow me? So we're bringing up our issues, our rhetoric, our problems. When people come in here and change that, what they're doing is moving away from the conversation. Y'all follow me? So I just want y'all to catch it. When you hear people say it, when you hear that conversation being made, oh, you're African. No. What they mean, y'all, what they mean is that we don't want to have that conversation. I want y'all to catch that. That is a we don't want to have that conversation.
Not African, even though by your logic, their ancestors came from Africa too. Some Africans stayed on the continent. They built civilizations there, empires, cultures, and kingdoms, and we called them Africans. That makes sense. Others left and populated the world. Now, foundational Black Americans, even after everything we've endured, stayed here in America. We built here, invented here, cleared the lands for national parks. We fought in every war for this country and created art, music, food, style, and language.
And when we say create, y'all have to understand how deep that word means. We use the word create a lot. Create means we have to build it. That means it was never there beforehand. To start something from scratch is way more difficult than building from a prior foundation. Follow me. Music in this country was all developed, created by foundational Black Americans. Follow me. Hip hop is journalism. Country is reflecting. Jazz and soul about essentially how we're going into. Blues is about an expression of our problems. I can keep cooking on that. I want y'all to understand how everything is attached to a feeling or emotion when it comes to us. You can follow it almost. All the things that we have built or felt in this society, you can see a task or an object it was to complete. There's a phenomenal book about it, y'all. It's by J.A. Rogers. I think it's called 100 Things That the Negro Has Completed. I believe it's by J.A. Rogers. Y'all know I love to read. He was a phenomenal author and scholar. Y'all follow what I'm saying? He was a phenomenal author and scholar that brought and detailed that work.
That had become the backbone of what America is today. For even more evidence, America as a country is 250 years old, and chattel slavery went.
Oh, great question, Mr. Migo. Hey, it was both. Some people were brought here. Some people were already here. I believe the history that needs to be taught is that actually many Black Americans were POWs, prisoners of war. I don't believe it was one that everybody came through the ship, because only 4%, if you don't follow my logic, I want you to read the Reconstruction by W.E.B. Du Bois. Only 4% of formerly enslaved actually came to the Americas. 96% actually came down to the Caribbean, South America, etc. Only 4% actually came here. You follow what I'm saying? So when you do the historical context, when you do the different lineage and discussion, I truly believe most of my family, especially on my maternal side, comes from our native, because they come from the central side of America. On my father's side of Harlem, and they came from South Carolina, you can see that could possibly be the other side. As you do both sides of the arguments and discussion, you can break down what is the potential finding of your family. That's it.
On for 246 years in this country. And if slavery was abolished in 1865, that's at least an extra 160 years that indigenous Black Americans were here building this country.
She is absolutely right. If you do not know how to find this lady, y'all, she is on Twitter, and she stay giving gems and scholarship information. Let me give her a shout. I love to teach stuff like that. And I also love to give you current and accurate information, y'all. If you have not seen, there has been another great migration movement that has happened in our lifetime. If you live in any of these cities, let me make it bigger for you. DFW, Houston, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, South Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, Orlando, Phoenix, Minneapolis, Boston, Indianapolis, and Columbus. You have saw another wave of the great migration that has happened in this country. As a Houston resident, I cannot tell you how many FBAs from New York City I have met in the past 5 years. There has been so many northern people from the United States that are FBAs that have left the New York Central Market and came down. She on Facebook too? Drop her Facebook name for me. I have seen in this market. Right now, y'all, we have delineation. We have another wave of great migration. We have a lot of people leaving Californians and those other things. We have a lot of people literally remigrating to the South. I'm going to give you why I think that's so true. The reason why I think that's so true, y'all, when you look at California and New York's music and culture scene, you notice it's trash? When you look at a lot of our cities that had a certain type of culture and energy about it, you wonder why it fell off, because the great migration is starting to affect them. You notice how many basketball players come from New York City? You notice how many famous players come from that area anymore? You do not see it as much. You don't see so much of the energy. You don't see so much of the conversation. You don't see so many of the different things starting to happen. You have seen a cultural shift happen in our lifetime. Y'all follow what I'm saying? We are controlling the narrative. Man, my brother cooking right here. We are controlling the narrative, y'all. Now a couple all facts. And I love this conversation, y'all. Like I said, I want y'all to catch it. I want y'all to talk about it. I want y'all to understand and see what's going on in real time. They're not going to tell you. Y'all feel what I'm saying? New York City been dry. New York City been dry for over 10 years. My father was in New Yorker, y'all. Once he told me that Brooklyn, as a not a native New Yorker, y'all, I didn't know that the area of Brooklyn where he grew up in was gentrified. I didn't know Williamsburg and all that stuff used to be black. My father went back to New York, I think it might have been in 2010. That's when he told me that New York City lost its complete soul. That's why the energy, the mood, the food, all that stuff is is not what it once was. My father from New York, he tells me all the time, y'all, I was raised in the South, in a freedom town in the South. So we already re-migrated to the South. That's why I was born and raised along with my family. So I saw that happen before I was even raised. But going up there to see some of my family and relatives, you can see the city has really changed. New York City is 100% an immigrant culture now. So when you see these numbers, y'all, I want y'all to catch that there is a current great migration wave that is in Dallas, Houston, and Atlanta, and Charlotte. Charlotte popping too. Those 5 cities right now for Black Americans, I have met many people out there that I did not know at first. Y'all follow what I'm saying? It was good to see. It was good to watch. But I want you to catch and get those numbers in real time so you always know. Another great piece of information tool I want to give to you, y'all, which is truly great. Y'all know I like to leave y'all with a nugget before I get back to the Obama tape. When you look at people and you understand what they're going through, I want you to understand the mental health crisis in this country is real. But I want you to learn how to identify it. Pay attention.
Is a psychopath, and this is a sociopath. What's the difference? Well, a psychopath is pretty much born without empathy, while a sociopath has been negatively shaped by their environment.
Why am I showing you this, y'all? I'm showing you this because in the roles in real life, I want you to understand mental health is a huge issue that we're dealing with. As our people as a whole, economy, socially, personally, relationships, life and family. In the next 5 years, y'all, we will see mental health start to skyrocket and jump. I'm a person that likes to talk about it. I'm a person that likes to help, to give game on it. I want you to see and identify through previous movies and roles when you see this type of behavior. Y'all follow me? This brother right here is giving truth to facts. I'm with a mental health professional every single day. Sometimes she get on my nerves about it, but I hear all the time how your mood, your feelings, what you're dealing with as a brother, as a father, as anybody that currently has to deal with things on a day-to-day basis. I learn and deal with it, and I want you to learn how to deal with it to get better yourself. Keep locking in.
This is a hero, and this is a vigilante. What's the difference? A hero protects people by doing what is right, while a vigilante takes justice into their own hands outside of the law. This is a Machiavellian, and this is a manipulator. What's the difference? A Machiavellian plans carefully to get power.
And these are phenomenal books of other things you can read and learn about it, y'all. I don't want you to just think I'm guessing for you. What I want you to catch is in this future time that we're dealing with, y'all, and these future problems that we're dealing with, we're going to see more mental health issues start to arise. We're going to see more men dealing with stuff, more ladies dealing with stuff, more things that we got to see, that we got to check. And that's okay, y'all. It's nothing wrong with you having an oil change. I had to learn this, y'all. My first time going to therapy was uncomfortable, right? But the lady gave me something that was very valuable, that was important. Y'all ready? A mental health checkup is like changing your tires on the car. Y'all follow me? You have to change the tires on your car, on your body, at a different pace, at a different level. Just like working out is important, which I love to do. Just like taking care of your body is important. If somebody asks you, when is the last time you had a mental health checkup? That is an important thing. The movies only show the psychopathic killer sister. That's just different, dog. Different. I'm gonna let it keep cooking. So if you haven't had a mental health checkup, you haven't had a mental health day for yourself, your family, your loved one, I want to require you to do it, request you to do it.
Man, what?
I want you to invest in it. I want you to do it for you. The times that we're in, the challenging money, the issues, the problems, everything you're dealing with, man, I think it's worth it. You follow what I'm saying? If you got kids out here, if you got an ex-lady, a wife, a baby, whatever the situation is, do what you got to do to make sure you invest performance peak value. I know it's hard. I know it's challenging. I know it's difficult. And I know it's incredibly challenging out here. If you have children, read what they read. Watch what they watch. Listen to what they listen to. Listen to their favorite artists. Find out what they're reading. If you have books where you need to learn how parenthood nobody ever taught you, read how to become a better parent on your own. Invest and try to how to figure out how to be a better parent on your own. I've never had a girl before. I have to read how to be a father to a girl. Have boys. I have to learn how to father my child that correctly. I have to learn how to bathe her, how to wipe her, how to do different things that are a different skill set that I never had before. But as we continue to go on another edition of Live on Sunday, man, I want to thank everybody for tapping in with me tonight, man. We've definitely broke some records. I mean, we've definitely had a lot of people to chat with us, chopping up with us, man, giving us free game. I want to tell you that I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed your 4th. I hope you chopped it up and called your family. I hope you challenge your loved ones. I hope you subscribe and like to the channel, man. Hype the video. And I want you to remember something. Obama supported the founding father. What he did is he played the middle role of being safe. Now on in this country, y'all, the foundation are speaking with their chests. We're speaking with our true energy. We're representing our cultures, our flag, our animosity. We're standing on business. We're talking about housing. We're talking about the economy. We're talking about everything that is going to benefit us in real time. Y'all follow me? We got to be able to have these intellectual conversations among each other, not just online, but in person. As a guy with boots on the ground, as a guy that is having serious intellectual conversations. I want you to remember that. Y'all follow me? What he's saying right now, y'all, I'm listening, man, controlling. That, correct me. That's all right, brother. Y'all good, man. Hey, look, economy, conquer. I don't know what the history is real. It's always real. It's always real. The therapy from a woman, see the stupid move. Therapist be a friend while having money. I disagree with that, brother. That's your point of view, man. I think you should intellectually get past that because you can learn from anybody, no matter the gender. What you have to do is learn the emotional intelligence, how to build with each other. That comment sounds very immature to me. I don't know you personally, but it sounds immature to me. But like I said, chop it in, call your family, text your mom, text your dad, text your loved ones. Make sure you check on your people. Make sure you do that. Read this week. If you a girl, dad, or a father, make sure that you can learn, man. Add this book into your library, girl, dad. If you are in Virginia, like I said, I'm having a basketball tournament. Feed on land for my baby brother that was slain. August 8th, 2026, Trayvon Crowder basketball tournament. If you are locally and around, pull up on your boy. Please do. Next and finally on the list, make sure you like, comment, share the channel. Make sure you check on your family. Make sure that you talk and have a good conversation. Make sure that you learn something this week. Make something you read this week. You feel what I'm saying? I want you to read. I want you to learn. I want y'all to take y'all time to learn from me like I learned from y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in with me, man, for another edition of Live on Sunday. It's your boy, King Crowder. I hope you loved it. FBA 1, B1 for life. Thank you. I appreciate you for tapping in with Miss Nancy. I appreciate you. I hope it was a good live. Hope it was a great conversation. I'm always here to learn from my people. I'm here to learn from y'all like I'm here to learn from me. Hope y'all enjoy it. Hope y'all tap in. Most importantly, y'all, like the video.